Hey everybody, it's Pajama. Check out this trailer. Oh. Hey everybody, check out this trailer of Those About to Die with Pajama Life Reviews.
Let the games begin! This arena will be built for Rome. But nothing is more important than protecting our beloved Rome. Our enemies in Rome are dangerous.
I know what they crave, and I can devise entertainment that will feed that craving.
My son, show them you can fight, then we will see each other again.
Look at me now, they count me down.
Betting everything on one race is risky.
It's all for nothing.
We who are about to die salute you!
Luck, position, power,
and the excitement of revenge.
Oh boy, this was something else. I'm Pajama. This guy is Patrick.
Patrick, glad to be here.
This guy is...
I'm David. Good to be with you.
All right. Well, David, what did you think as our history buff of Those About to Die?
Had a blast. Eat your heart out, Charlton Heston. This was some fun stuff here with the chariots. I love to hear Anthony Hopkins' voice. It gets me in a bit of a Shakespearean mood when I see something like this and begin to spout off. Fun, neat show. It's great to kind of see about that time period. And I had a ball. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, Patrick, what
Let
did you
them
think? He gave the thumbs up, not me. Patrick, what did you think?
This wasn't bad. I mean, it's well-trod ground. Everybody's done this stuff. And, they borrowed a lot, it seemed like, from Gladiator, the sepia tone for the way they did everything, that kind of hue that they posted over everything. I mean, there were some definite nods to previous forays into this time period, but it was good. And, the best thing about it was, while Anthony Hopkins was great, it was great to see Ramsey Bolton getting a redeeming moment as not the absolute worst, but he had some bad qualities too. But it was good to see some stuff going on there. Obviously, I love that kind of history, that period. But yeah, man, there are parallels being drawn. So there you go, good stuff.
I thought that it was a really interesting. I thought they did have some different kind of twists to it. I thought the diversity of the cast was welcome. I thought there was a lot of sex in it though, and lots of different types of sex. So I think if you looking for something sexy, boy, I was like, Peacock, what is happening on Peacock?
That's extra. Never mind.
I mean, they didn't even, I thought somebody's member was going to pop out at some point. So much sex, so much explicit sex. But it was the story that was really kind of captivating. It's interesting to see this kind of betrayal drama, where you trying to figure out who's going to betray who and who's going to move and what position they're going to move into. And I thought the sets were really good. It looked like a lot of CGI or AI, but that's okay. It looked really good. And the only thing I was it's all not true anyway. But when I've actually been to Pompeii and see when the smoke was rolling in, I was like, man, nobody lived. That smoke was poisonous. It killed everybody and everything. You couldn't just go around and do like this and go. I was like, come on now. Y'all could have called up the Pompeians and made something a little bit. Have them put a scarf over their face or something. Come on now. But the white lion scene, that was hilarious to me. The white lion was just eating everybody. So I thought that was fantastic. I was like, wow, they really got this lion. That I guess it's a little different than the Lion King. But it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot to take in. So you kind of had to follow the story, and you begin to root for some people over others. But at the end of the day, if you got a jealous brother who you already seen put his own lover up to be eaten by crocodiles, you might have wanted to kill him when your father made you emperor, just for the next cat that comes up. Yeah, I was like, why didn't he put the sword to him soon as he was announced as the king? He should have just, or the emperor, he should have just went slice. And be careful who you trust is the name of the game in this show. So I don't know. I'm hoping it gets a second season. It looked to be pretty expensive, and in this day and age, that's kind of tricky. So I think we'll see, but I think it's royal emperor. You get two of these. I don't know about that guy over there. Three. We got three. Yay! So we're all saved. Great. All right. So that was a lot of fun. Next up is Guy Ritchie's Inglourious Bastards in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Let's take a peek.
We're losing the war. Hitler's not playing by the rules, so neither are we.
I have a mission I want you to lead.
We both know that I'm not very popular with the administration.
The reason they find you unattractive is the very reason I find you attractive.
What's the plan?
This is an unsanctioned, unauthorized mission. If we fail, England will be condemned to a lifetime under the German boot.
If I'm to do this, I'll need my own team. You won't like them. They're all... mad.
They'll need to be.
Pat, what did you think of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare?
Guy Ritchie could make a insurance commercial, and it would probably be pretty good. I loved this. I mean, this is just dark enough, humorous enough. It has that neat mix of humor that you see a lot with Quentin Tarantino, and horrible that you also see. You get they feel like they're brothers from another mother type of thing. They're definitely distant cousins in the way they make films and tell stories. I enjoyed this, and the difference between this and Inglourious Bastards obviously is that one is based on reality, and the other one is not based on reality. And this one was really good. Henry Cavill put together a team. They put together the team. It's definitely the outcasts, and so I really love this. Everybody in it, excellent performances, good balance of comedic timing with just the acting and the story. Like I said, I really did like this. I saw this in the movie theater back when it first came out, and it is just one of those things I really loved a lot.
Oh, okay. David, you're once again our history buff with another.
One of them should have been Christopher Lee.
What's that?
One of them should have been named Christopher Lee. He was one of those guys who did that stuff. Saruman and, he was Count Dooku. he was the original baddie. He actually did that stuff. So if you ever want to look up somebody who's a real Renaissance man of darkness, Christopher Lee's your guy.
Yes.
Yeah, Roald Dahl too. The
Yeah.
children's author. He was another one who was in World War II. What'd you think, David?
Man, I loved this story. It really speaks to the truth behind the intelligence behind British intelligence. There was a reason why, for a period of time, the sun never set on the British Empire. They're kind of ruthless, and you saw some examples of who those folks really are and how that they were kind of turned and unleashed against the Nazis. And we saw this with in North Africa, but the SAS, and again, that combo with what turned into, I believe it's I always get MI5 and MI6.
MI6.
But it's MI6. You see that, Ian Fleming has a little small part in this, which, and again, the British intelligence, and we think so much about the CIA and the American success and everything, and obviously we played a tremendous role in saving the world from fascism. But man, these British SAS spies, little guerrilla soldiers, did some seriously important work during the war. And this movie, it tells that story, shockingly, remarkably accurate. And it also does it in a really fun way. This was an enjoyable flick. I actually bought it. It's actually as part of our library of films here. It's a blast. Highly recommend it. Check it out. It's always fun to see the Germans get beat up, at least in this time period. So watch it again. Watch it again.
Yeah, I'm for any Nazi getting slaughtered. I don't really care about them. But I think that this was so much fun and so interesting, but also to know that this is, not every circumstance that happened in it was true, but the story is a true story. And that is what makes it so double interesting, is that now that the files are being opened up, we're beginning to see some of what was going on back then, which is really interesting. The depths that and the avenues that soldiers and intelligence and everyday people in some instances had to take in order to save the world from a Nazi regime. So it's really cool. I think that Henry Cavill and the whole team, then these are actors who repeat in Guy Ritchie's movies, Henry Golding and I think Alex Pettifor, and Hugh Grant was Churchill, and what's his name from The Princess Bride?
Carrie Elways.
Carrie Elways. And so it's good to see he's got kind of like a cadre of people he works with consistently now, and they turn out great films. I'm not sure why this didn't get as much traction as it should have in the theaters. I don't think this was a box office success. And
that's a shame, because it is a really fun action movie.
I think if you have not watched this yet, watch it. It's so fun. The new character, I haven't seen her, Elsa Gonzalez as Marjorie Stewart. She's beautiful. Just gorgeous, but she's also super talented. I really was blown away by her acting and her singing and her action. And Tig Swigler as the Lure, the Commander Lure. He's great. He can play a villain. He can play a hero. He's just an incredible character actor. I really, really enjoy him. And I just think that, but what's his name? Who was Lars? What's his Larson? The bear. So you kind of got some of those glorious bastards kind of thing. But Alan Richmond, and he's really like exploding on the scene. So he's Reacher in the new Prime Video TV show. Yes. He's fantastic and I think one of the best things about the movie, when they cut to the real life people at the end, so you could see what they look like and who they were and what happened to them at the end. I just thought that was really super fantastic. So definitely I think we all give a toot toot out of Jolly. Raise a cup of tea. Your cup of tea for the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Definitely, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. Something else that's really interesting and different, My Lady Jane on Prime Video. Let's take a peek.
What? You'll do, I suppose. History remembers Jane as the ultimate damsel in distress, known for her death rather than her life. What if history were different?
King Edward, I have terrible news. My mother's forcing me to marry.
Jane, this marriage protects us.
Will you intervene?
I've already approved it.
In 3 days' time, you will be wed.
The future of the monarchy is at stake.
I will do everything in my power to get out of this marriage.
Jane, you have no power.
Nobody cares what you want. Nothing's more important than the monarchy. Quite.
As you can see, I still have my head. I intend to keep it.
Bollocks.
I want to go first. I love it. This was fun. It was a really different, unique take on the British monarchy. It was really silly and fun. It was a lot of cussing and a lot of sex. So I don't think you can recommend it for young people, but if they had kind of left all that stuff out, I would say, this is a really cute story for a young person, but as it is, it's very adult. But it was a lot of fun. I thought the mix of history and fantasy and fun with a little feminism thrown in, and some LGBTQ love in there. It was a really fun, interesting story, and it's based on a book. And so definitely you want to check out the book. I might do a review of the book and compare it to the movie, but it's a lot of fun. I don't want to. Let me let David, because Sourpuss looking over there, I don't know about. David, what did you think?
I was incredibly disappointed in this.
Oh no, Pat, what did you think?
No, wait, hey, don't turn me off.
You disappointed me. Oh no,
I'm disappointed in this program. I don't like the way. I mean, it's one thing to take like historical fiction and do a little something here, but they just stretched it out in such a ridiculous way.
Fantasy.
I just didn't like it. I know the story of Lady Jane.
Oh,
it's a tragic, wonderful story, a powerful story, and then they did this to it. It was, I was disappointed.
Not a yuck.
Yeah.
Not a yuck.
All right. Hey, here, just have a margarita here with Jimmy Buffett. These exclusive
my gosh.
San Diego Comic Convention.
Boo! I'm gonna stick the
enjoy my
Ethian
opinion
on
a
you.
little bit better. Even
you're just mad because that dog of yours is an Ethian.
She's a what? Oh.
Oh, boo on David. Pat, what did you think?
Well, now that we've gotten to me, okay, this is like an unholy marriage of Enola Holmes, Bridgerton, and Animorphs. It was like this crazy,
yes.
It was all those things together, the little asides, the weird mishmash, and the total disregard for history other than adding names in approximate places. Well, I mean, this is why people get confused about things when they watch this and then they don't take the time to read books, because most people don't take the time to read books. And so they're going to go, oh, well, this happened. No, this did not happen. This was
you are so dumb to think that horses.
There are a lot of them. Just stop right there. I mean, there's a lot of people.
You're dumb.
Birds aren't real. Birds aren't real. So anyway, I mean, it's just this kind of. It wasn't bad. It just was not good. It felt very derivative. It felt like it was trying to do too many things and not doing any of them really well. So that was just
it's a nice, light, something that you could eat your cereal to in the morning and watch. It was a lot of fun, and kids would like it. I think kids would like this story. Teenagers,
a lot of sex education going on there.
Maybe teenage and college age. There's a lot of sex and cussing in it, and a lot of violence. But it's a fun getaway, summery kind of thing.
It would have been good if they'd done like a Princess Bride. Well, then they should have just said a mythical land. I would have been a lot better with it.
No, they didn't.
This isn't that story. This is a made-up story. They said that at the very beginning.
Don't use the name.
So it wasn't Earth 616. It was Earth 625, right? We're doing multiverse now. I didn't know that. I missed that part.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a fantasy. It's a fable. It's a fairy tale. It's not like real life.
Well, then make them Rumpelstiltskin and Prince Charming rather than Edward and I mean, if you put real names on it, you're expecting at least a nod to reality.
Yeah.
Me and Dave thought they were. So all kind of stuff. I mean, it's just kind of. I mean, do we think that the last story was true? No, it's a fairy tale. So why not? No, you two.
It's just lazy. It's lazy writing. Lazy writing.
Party poopers. Well, I give it a thumbs up for the fun and really interesting story. So we'll say that it was great.
Off with their head.
We'll say it was a mixed review and
leaning
by Lady
66% negative.
For
fair enough. Okay.
Yourself.
Mixed.
Watch it for Rotten Tomatoes right there.
Well, if you had a good time with that, then share this video. And next week, we're having an anime show. We're going to look at 2 different animes. And we are going to watch the 2nd season of Marvel's Hit Monkey, which is a wild, weird thing that these two probably think is real too. And we also are we're also going to watch one of the most interesting anime I have ever seen, Undead Unluck. So definitely it's going to be a weird show. But it ought to be interesting. And David, say goodnight to... one more thing I want to say is that I hope you have watched the Olympics. They have been really incredible, amazing. Had an athlete run the 200-meter dash with COVID. Turns out you've had people who were talking trash, the world and the Olympic record breakers get totally dusted by America's spirit. And you've had highs and you've had lows. But definitely the Olympics is something you should be checking out. Support USA. USA. David, talk about the last thing you saw on the Olympics.
The last thing that I saw on the Olympics was the gold medal game of the U.S. beating France in a thrilling game. French team was fantastic. Steph Curry and 3 Kentucky Wildcats really helped the United States get the gold. And the other big thing, not the last thing I saw, but I've watched it more than once. Cindy McLaughlin, the fastest woman in the world. Amazing.
Her and Gabby Thomas, crazy good.
Fantastic.
The 4x100 relay, sickening.
Yep.
Sick.
Big
that
time.
Was awesome. Patrick.
Well, the last thing I watched was the exact same thing that David watched was sitting in a bar downtown Lawrence today and watched the game. And man, Steph Curry was on fire. And he was just dropping 3 points from like nowhere. Man, he show why he's who he is, man. I'll tell you what, it was great. Before that, the Katie Ledecky, who finished the 1500 which is like a mile swim with enough time she could have read the entire book of Dune before the next people came in behind her. She was crazy good. I mean, and I don't know if anybody's seen the video of her swimming with like a glass of milk on her head, chocolate milk. She puts it on her head, has a snorkel, and can swim, and it doesn't spill a drop. That's what a robot she is about that stuff. Her stroke is so smooth and so regular. That's how she wins. She's got that stuff dialed in. It was amazing. But the Olympics are always fun to watch. The Summer Olympics I love a lot more because, the Winter Olympics are going to be nothing we can do anymore in the next decade or so when there's no winter anymore. But everybody should be watching the summer.
That's actually not true. We had something really amazing happen with the U.S. Team won their gold medal from the figure skating team event from 2022. They received their gold medals at the U.S. Olympics this year. I mean, at the 2024 Olympics, they got their medals finally. So that was really cool. So the U.S. is coming back in Winter Olympics, and we hope that
I was more commenting that there wouldn't be any winter for too long because of climate change, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's another discussion. But in terms of being dusted, the women's 4x400 today, I mean, if you want to see how America is excelling at this sport, check that out. I mean, they were all the way around before the other people got halfway. It was incredible. So we love the Olympics and we love you. So come back next week and we'll see you next time. Take care.